Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, April 12th, 2023. It is 9:24 in the morning. Okay, this is part 35, Prologue, Theodore Rex. The consistent features of the political landscape as he saw it were fault lines running deeply and dangerously through divergent blocks of power. Potential chasms lurked between isolationism and expansionism. Government and the trusts, labor and capital conservation and development, wealth and commonwealth, nativism and the golden door. And since the last election, the fault lines had widened. As William Jennings Bryan kept saying, the extremes of society are being driven further and further apart. Roosevelt thought he knew what was causing the underlying drift. A crumbling of a government, the national bedrock. Some quick executive reinforcements, such as he always made when taking a new job, would slow the drift until the next election. Then, assuming he was the Republican Party's chosen candidate, he might campaign for more fundamental change. How, in the meantime, to care for those millions of Americans out there in the twilight? How to articulate their vague feelings that despite general peace and prosperity, something deep down was wrong with the United States. Here was his challenge as president, to put into speech and political actions what they felt in their hearts but could not express. His appeal must be to neither reactionary nor radical, but to every man, the farmer in the red shirt. Signs were not wanting in September 1901 that every man was impatient, inclining toward revolution. From several Western states came demands for direct voter participation in primary elections, direct election of senators, and a referendum system to permit citizens to pass legislation without consent of their legislators. In Madison, Wisconsin, a Republican insurgent who called himself Bob had won the governorship on the antitrust ticket and was crying horselessly for regulation of interstate railroad rates. In Cleveland, Ohio, a fat radical nicknamed Tom had captured a city hall and was bellowing threats against the private utility companies. Far-flung and lonely, these voices might sound to a trainload of old guard politicians en route to Washington. One passenger, at least, was acute enough to pay attention. He sensed that they might someday swell into a chorus. The first great political outcry of the 20th century, he must soon respond to it, or the farmer in the red shirt would vote for somebody else in 1904, and Theodore Roosevelt would go down in history as a president unworthy of power, forcibly retired at 46. Okay, so that is all for part 35, Prologue, Theodore Rex. Thank you for watching.